Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. We are now in what I consider one of the hardest parts of the game. The floors 80 through 90 of the Pit of 100 Trials. The enemies here are much tougher than the ones that we've encountered previously. You might remember these pink spiny enemies. We only fought one in the entire game, Spanias, or Spanias, I don't know exactly what you call them. But they have a lot of HP, and on top of that, they also have a little bit of defense, and they've got real high offense, so they are bad news. The spike shield is still very good because you can jump on top of them. Keep the spike shield badge equipped, it is so useful. Alright, 7 damage to Bobbery, 6. They start dishing out a lot more damage at this point, can't you tell? The enemies are not holding back anymore, and this is why you want to be in your freshest, most top condition. This is already just the first battle of the 80 through 90 floors, and it's already kind of hurting us a little bit more than the others did, as you can tell. But we emerged victorious nonetheless. Plus, check it out. They give you a good amount of star points, finally. 12 star points. That's nicer. However, it's not as much as you'd like, because healing up with a level up is like a godsend down here in the Pit of 100 Trials. And it'll probably save our asses and help us win, like the opportune level ups that we'll get. However, if you really need it, I'd recommend bringing along like Jelly Ultras like I did, though I doubt I'm going to actually have to use them because I've planned out and strategized pretty well, since I've already been through the pit once before, and I've learned from a lot of my mistakes that I made back then. Bombast is a great move to be using, despite the large, how much FP it takes. It's indispensable for just sawing through a lot of the enemy HP. These Tarantulas are really evil enemies. I should have gone for a multi-bounce. That's honestly the move that would have been best here, I feel. But instead, I've given them a chance to attack, so now you're going to see how much damage they can do. And I missed the bingo. Oh well. 7 in one hit. And each individual hit does about 3. So that could have done up to 9 damage, but I guarded so it only did 7. Still, 7! Like, attacks that do around that much damage, that's pretty much what the Shadow Queen was capable of, so these are enemies that are almost sort of like mini-bosses in their own right. They're really powerful, and the fact that you have to fight so many of them at once, it's pretty intimidating. Sweet Feast is another move I like using down here. Moves I would not recommend using because they're extremely situational, and tend to not heal you immediately, nor do they really, they take too much star power. I don't recommend that you use Power Lift very often. Just go for Art Attack and Sweet Feast. Like, those are the best moves. At this point, I'd start recommending that you use Sweet Treat a lot less. Because Sweet Treat just doesn't heal you enough. Like, so there's so many enemies here that will just be able to easily undo anything you could do in a turn with Sweet Treat and add on more damage. So you want to use Sweet Feast instead. And Appeal when you can, just to get that little bit of extra star power. You never know. It could be the thing that saves your day later on. Alright, for defeating all those enemies, got 16 star points. I doubt there's going to be many battles that I'm going to skip down here, because each of them is kind of strategic in its own right, and you deserve to see how I'm able to overcome these using strategy and powerful moves. That's kind of the point of this Let's Play, to help you beat the game and figure shit out. Alright, we want to get the first strike on the Tarantula. Like, always try to get this first strike in these battles, like, more than any. 4 Tarantulas, that is really bad news. Fortunately, we do have enough power in us for an Art Attack, and we also have enough for a Bombast. Might not be a good idea to go at them with an Art Attack just yet. If we were to do that, we wouldn't really have much star power left. Plus, I don't think they're going to level us up enough. Yeah, we should probably just go for some normal moves against the Tarantulas. And just build up our star power a little bit more, get some stylish commands. Get in as much stylish as you can, honestly. Funnily enough, the first time I played this game, I hardly did like any stylish until I got to the Pit of 100 Trials. And then I started realizing how important it was to do stylish moves and get that extra bit of star power, because it really helps get that extra bit of approval from the audience. Yeah, see, an Art Attack would have just been wasted on these guys, and we wouldn't have the star power from further down the road. Plus, they're just not giving us enough star power right now for us to level up. They're not giving us enough star points. That's so annoying how there's one thing called star points and another thing called star power. Star power is what you use for the Crystal Star moves, and star points are the EXP, the experience points of the game. Very obnoxious. Plus the fact that there's shine sprites and star pieces. Like, too many of these things are the same. Luckily enough, we got the chance to meet a mover, which is, like, all too uncommon down here in these floors. So I'm skipping these floors because, like, I don't want to fight them all. We got to floor 89, so this is the last battle of 80 through 90. Have to admit that by using the mover, we got lucky and were able to basically cheese this section of the pit. So yeah, all we have to deal with is this piranha plant. Yeah, it took us all this time to finally fight the normal piranha plant variety. We fought the pale piranha, the frosty piranha in Boggly Woods, the pale piranha in the snow chapters. We're only finally now fighting the normal piranha plant. And the normal piranha plant is the strongest of them all in this Paper Mario game. They do not mess around. I think they actually might have more offensive output in a normal, standard, uncharged attack than any enemy, or perhaps even boss in the game. So don't hold back, use Art Attack, and unfortunately, I've done a really crap job of drawing around them properly. You need to give them more space. If you draw too close to the center of the enemy, it will only do like 1 damage. If you draw like a good outline around them, it does like a maximum of 3, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think that's just the way it's supposed to work. Ugh, 8. And who knows? I think I might have had some defense, like, stopping me from taking more damage there. So, yeah, if you didn't kill, like, any of them, imagine getting hit by all of them at once. Plus the fact that they have breath attacks that can hit both of you, that is horrible. It just does so much damage. And honestly, it's more than enough to kill you, even at full health. When it's combined and they're all attacking at once, and you don't have, like, any way of defending yourself, that's, like, about 40 damage right there. That is nasty, my friends. That is really nasty. Hello, John McCain there, my friends. Lucky day. For getting through those floors, you get the Lucky Day badge. This is actually my favorite badge in the whole game. It makes you so lucky. It increases... You know how those the pretty lucky badges that just, like, help you avoid a lot of enemy damage? Well, this does that to, like, a much greater effect. And we were already getting quite lucky with the pretty luckies. So just imagine how much luckier we'll be with Lucky Day and the pretty luckies we already have equipped. That's just the way I like to play, is power and luck. Those are the two things that I try to get most of in playing through Thousand Year Door. And also conserving FP. I like conserving FP because I'm a big fan of using FP. So I've equipped the Lucky Day badge. The Lucky Day badge is going to be immensely useful. And now we have floors 90 through 100. These are some insane floors, probably the strongest enemies you fight. However, I would almost say that floors 80 through 90 are, in a lot of cases, kind of more dangerous, because the fights here give you so much star power that you can easily level up and heal yourself to full with only a couple of battles. Whereas in floors 80 through 90, it's much harder to pull that off, and you have to rely much more on skill rather than leveling up to save yourself. So, Elite Wizards, the strongest of the wizard category, fighting up to 5 of them, kind of one of the nastiest outputs of enemies you could hope to receive, so don't give them a chance. Fortunately, I earned enough star power to give us Art Attack, and this Art Attack is going to be what saves our asses. And we're probably not going to have to fight a single one of these Elite Wizards. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure this will have been a very easy run through the Pit of 100 Trials. Yes, 3, 6. You can do a lot of damage with Art Attack. 9. 12. 12 damage. 12 damage. Like, Supernova does 15 at its maximum output. And Art Attack, I think, might be able to do 15 at our maximum, but it's much easier. It's, like, much more reasonable to get 12. It's really hard to get 12 with Art Attack, but I managed right there. And I'm just going to go up for BP, like, level up. That's all I've been doing for a while. I stopped at 30 HP and 30 FP. And we became a superstar because we passed, I think, level 30. Or we reached level 30. Either way, we have really no reason to pick up the stopwatch, but I'm going to grab it anyway, because we do have the inventory space now that we can hold 20 items. With R, we can scroll down and see the further items. We also have the Earthquake, which I'm probably just not going to end up using, because there's, like, really no enemies here that I should, like, need to use it on. The only ones that I can think of that it would be really helpful for are the Elite Wizards, because of the defense they have. Earth Tremors pass right through defense, I'm pretty sure. But then again, it might not work, I don't know. Maybe it only works on ground-based enemies, and, like, Elite Wizards sort of float, so perhaps it actually wouldn't work on them. Yeah, who knows. Anyway, we have some more of the new enemies we're going to fight in here. Since we're at full star power, I'm going to take the opportunity to bust out another Art Attack. I love this move. It's a very great move for using, especially in these later floors, like 80 through 100, just clearing out these crowds of enemies. And the great news is, with 8 nodules, you're able to use Art Attack twice. Like, if you have full star power, you can use Art Attack twice. And that's really great to know. You don't want to leave those, especially those clouds, those acid puffs or whatever they are, poison puffs. They're horrible. They just have all these dreadful, like, poisonous poison moves, and they have this high offensive output that's actually kind of close to what the piranha plants are capable of doing. And I think their poison is actually stronger than some of the other poison. They are just god-awful enemies. I hate the poison puffs. The big bombs actually are probably the easiest foe that you fight on floors 90 through 100. And I think this fight will probably show you why. Here we're fighting 4 of them. And now they're based off of the big pink bomb enemies that you fight in the Pirate Chapter, Chapter 5. You fight them in Pirate's Grotto. These are stronger because they just have more defense, and I'm pretty sure they do an outrageous amount of damage when they explode. The deal is, don't let them explode. Kill them before that happens. And you have plenty of time to do that, too. So just don't be an idiot, and you can defeat these purple bobulks without running into any trouble whatsoever. Unfortunately, we blew up, so that one ended up exploding. Oh wait, now they're all blowing up. I guess now you're seeing how much damage they can do. To be honest, I thought they would do a lot more damage than that. They're like nothing. They're the wimpiest enemies. Like normal, like the acid puffs do like twice that in a normal attack. But the bobulks just like, they blow up and they don't do that much. Though chances are if they like blow up on you willingly, it does a little bit more damage. Ah yes, here's another new enemy you fight. All kinds of new enemies you encounter like later on in the pit that you never find anywhere else. These green bats, I think they're called swampires. They are a problem. Swampires are quite dreadful. I can't tell you which is worse, acid puffs or swampires. Very irritating. I would say that elite wizards are also very bad news, but I always happen to just go after them with like a full like onslaught of art attacks, so I guess they're really not as bad for me as they should be. But yeah. Also, don't be afraid to like bust out with a strong power bounce move with Goombella here. It's especially good that Goombella has multi-bonk because I dequipped Mario's power bounce to use Lucky Day. It might sound like an odd choice, but I really wanted Lucky Day. And I figured, you know, if I wanted a power bounce, Goombella's there. We have Goombella, so it's no big deal. Would I actually bother using Sweet Treat? Yes. Look at me being stingy and using a normal Sweet Treat in, like, the last 10 floors of Pit Under Trials. Man, I'm just lording it over this dungeon, not treating it with the proper respect it deserves. I think I can tell you why I'm doing that, though. It's for a really sad reason as well, but I might save that for next episode. Because we're going to be spending next episode, like, just doing more battles on these floors, fighting some of the strong enemies, and just seeing all the ridiculous stuff that crops up with the massive giant attacks. So once again, multi-bonk is a very prudent way to defeat this enemy without causing any of a fuss. Plus, I think right here, I probably beat my power bounce record that I set. I think my previous record was 11. How much was that? That was 12 bounces. I beat my record, and I did like 22 damage to one enemy. I'm very happy that I was able to do that, especially because it was an enemy that I particularly despise. Okay, we've got 5 more of these floors next episode. See you then.